Oh, hello again. Just thought I'd get on here, try for the third day in a row, do a little, I don't know, talking about the Postal Service and kind of, some of the stuff that's still on my mind, with everything going on. I guess today I kind of wanted to touch on the union side and I guess our union negotiations, to be specific. One thing that maybe people don't know about letter carriers is that we are a union. We're a collective bargaining unit in which every 4 years, I don't know if the 4 years is specifically outlined with the United States Postal Service and our union, or is it just that's how it works out, is this they update the contract every 4 years. But every 4 years, letter carriers represented by the NALC, National Association of Letter Carriers, bargains and negotiates with the United States Postal Service to go over new compensation, new working conditions. I'm not too sure if benefits are in there or if benefits are more of a congressional thing that outlines what federal employee benefits are, but I know it's for sure working conditions and cash compensation. The reason that the union, negotiations have been on my mind is, with everything happening with Donald Trump and his words, the president's words matter, and the things that he is saying is just kind of, got on my mind a little bit about where does our union now stand. And I guess I can provide a little bit of backstory for anyone listening, what kind of has been going on in our union. So our previous contract, the 2019 to 2023 contract, expired May 20th of 2023. Negotiations for our new 2023 to 2026 contract began in February of 2023. We have been almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years in May, so 3 months from 2 years of no contract. No contract. So how it works with us too is we get to vote on the contract that is proposed by the United States Postal Service and the union, which we did this year. We had an overwhelming majority of our active members vote down our tentative agreement or the proposed contract. It does not address the needs of letter carriers, and kind of was a slap in the face for a lot of the, older carriers. I got hired in 2022, so I didn't work through COVID, but a lot of the carriers that worked through COVID believe that this contract should have rewarded them, which I 100%, agree. So what happened is our President Brian Renfro, who is the current NALC president, basically went MIA in the first couple months of our negotiation and had our executive vice president start leading negotiations. Our negotiations have been completely secret. There has been absolutely no transparency at all within the negotiating process. And for some reason, that's how our current president believes that this needed to go down, I guess. I think that is the wrong way to look at it, and we should have been in the loop about everything that's going on. And so basically what happened is our president promised us this historic contract. Yeah, it's historically bad contract that has been dragged out for 2 years. We just voted down the contract. About 2/3 of the people that voted it down, with about 1/3, a little bit less than 1/3, voting to approve it. What happens with federal employees and with our union is that if we reach an impasse because we cannot strike, we go to what's called interest arbitration, where a neutral arbitrator meets with representatives from the United States Postal Service and NALC. They come together and they propose, or they come together and they create a new contract, and that's all we get. That's how it works out. Is we don't get to vote on that. Since we already voted down this contract, we go to arbitration. Whatever the arbitrator decides is fair for the NALC and the post office is what we're going to get. Now, why I kind of bring this up and why it's kind of been on my mind is I believe now our negotiations, well, not even negotiations because we moved into arbitration, I think are just going to be at a standstill because of the words of the president. DeJoy, our postmaster, is stepping down. Opportune time to step down. Donald Trump has said that he wants to absorb the United States Postal Service within the Commerce Department. Who is to say that the United States Postal Service continues to bargain, or not even bargain because we're not at the table anymore, continues to try to proceed with interest arbitration now that all of this stuff has been blown out and for the public to see? And so letter carriers have been hurting. We have been without a contract for 2 years. That means those pay raises that are in the contract have not been given to us. We have been working on the same contract of our previous contract. We assume that contract until the new one comes out and it is completely implemented. So we have been working on wages that have been from the 2019 to 2023 contract. Inflation has eroded the purchasing power of ordinary Americans and the working class. And now I believe that arbitration is going to take even longer. Who says that the post office is going to begin to even want to push this process through? Who knows? Who knows what Doge and Elon Musk have to say about this? Obviously, this whole ploy to move the Postal Service into the Commerce Department is to take more control so that Doge can go through it and axe a bunch of stuff and then get it ready for privatization. That's what this all is about. And so I guess there's two things too that, I came across today. Well, one thing, if you guys are letter carriers, I really suggest you guys look out for Mike Cariff. He's trying to run for president of the NALC in 2026, and I think he's a great candidate. He says the right things. He communicates openly, and I think he's got the best interest of letter carriers at heart. I'll link his website in the description so you can go check it out, like his campaign website. And number two, I'm going to link something I found this morning from the Valley Labor Report. They were doing a live stream, and on my break, I watched a little. I tuned into a little bit of it. It's a email list for federal employees that are preparing for what is to come for the federal workforce. And so I signed up for it. Put that I'm a letter carrier. Nothing is set in stone. Nothing is happening yet. But I'd rather be in the loop and be ready to get in information and be able to, operate in the best way forward when everything eventually does go down. So it's go.savepublicservices.com. Once you click on that link, it takes you to actionnetwork.org, and you can sign up the petition and begin receiving alerts about what's going on. I'll put that in the description too. Just on my mind, about the contract, and our president, our union president, completely dropped the ball on our contract negotiations. It was a complete nightmare, and it has been unsuccessful. And now with this new administration coming in, arbitration could completely be one-sided, and we might be completely blindsided by what's going to happen. But that doesn't change the way that I voted, and I voted it down because it's not what was needed, and it's not what was necessary for letter carriers. So I have no problem sending it to arbitration, even though the new administration is, antithetical to working class people and unions and stuff like that. So but yeah, just a little bit more about what's on my mind. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend, and goodbye.